came from backgrounds like that, whether it's been, abusive relationships and so forth, and those are the kind of people that she really wants to target and help them. I said, well, this is a great opportunity. This is a great market. So I wanted her to tailor her story in the book towards examples of women who come from relationships like that.
That's so smart.
And so that she can really say, you know what, this, if you lack the confidence, let me share some stories in this mini book.
Right.
And this will encourage you. So the book's meant to encourage women to get started.
Right.
The mascara that she hands out with the mini book is like saying, "Wow, this is great. This product is great."
Right. So let's do both.
Right. So so that's a great way. So you can apply this to any direct sales. I love that.
All right, we got a few more minutes. Let's talk a little bit about marketing tips for marketing the book. Okay.
Okay.
So we talked about using the book as a marketing tool, and we're talking now, I guess, the regular size book.
Yeah.
I'm back to that.
Yep.
So we've got using the book as a marketing tool, which we covered. Give us some tips from just a few, because I know we don't have too much time. Give us some tips for marketing the book itself. I mean, I know last night one of the ones that I took away was, I took a lot. I was shooting my hand, But one of the things that I took away was the idea of the list building, right? And you also had some stuff on radio and things like that. So, and you used a word I hadn't used. I'll save it for you though. With the radio versus the internet.
Right. Okay. Terrestrial.
There we go. I've never heard that before, but I liked it. Okay.
Yeah.
So give us some tips for marketing this.
Marketing the book. There's so many things, and that's so important, because if you write a book, people think that's the end all.
You got to monetize it.
Writing is just you're getting started.
That's exactly right.
You've got to. There's plenty of people out there that have written a book and that just sits there and it doesn't sell.
Right.
So I like to give out copies, but I also like to sell the book. Right. I'm not. I don't sell as much at events like you do, but I still like to. But you know how to. Yeah, it's like we were talking last night. You know how to sell from the back. I don't.
Thank you.
You have that talent. I don't. So, but I still do like to sell the book. Right. My focus is on. I sell more. I like to sell copies online.
Okay.
I like to, when I'm using it as a marketing tool, I do like to give it away a lot of times too.
That's fine.
Because I'm looking at the potential. This could be a huge upsell.
Right.
And I'll give you an example of that. From a marketing standpoint, from a list building standpoint, it is so important before you launch your book that you be in the process of building your email list.
Okay.
Email list is important. There's that whole saying, the money's in the list.
That's exactly right. And the money's in the right list.
And the money's in the right list.
Yeah.
Going back to the super targeted,
that's
being
exactly
niche
right.
oriented,
That's exactly
you need
right.
to be building a list that's very focused in on what your book's about.
That's
and
right.
Focused in on what your target market needs to be.
And can I interject for a second? Because there's some people who have a list of 200-300 people, and they don't know how to maybe do that, and I'm just going to give a quick word of advice. Sure. What I do for that is, and if you don't like it, you let me know, but what I do for that, let's say I have 200 people, and I'm doing this, and I just kind of got them as I got them, and I'm speaking, and now I want to do XYZ niche. What I do to kind of segment that is I will start sending emails out on my newsletter to that list. And in the subject, it's specific to the niche in question.
Right.
That's what I do.
That's good.
So
That's very good.
So what I'll say is, let's say I've got a list of X number, 200 folks, and I'm we've got something on monetize your reputation as an expert. So I will actually put how coaches and consultants can monetize your reputation as an expert.
Right.
And so it's in the subject line. So now I've got 20 opens.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But I know that I use MailChimp. So then I'm able to, and I think you use
Aweber.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But what happens is now I'm able to kind of segment that. So out of the 200, I know this is not my book, but I know for the 50 people, and I'll send that email 2 or 3 times over the course of maybe 4 or 5 weeks leading up to it. Right. So then I have a niche list of 70 people who I know, and that's able to roll the book out. So roll it out to. So I'm just bringing that point up.
Great.
Okay, because because there's definitely people listening who have a list and don't know how to niche it.
Yeah, you definitely need to segment those lists, because you can break your list, like you said, if you've got a list of even 300 starting out, there's ways to segment that.
That's exactly right.
And you want to, the purpose of your list is, in order to build the list, you obviously have to offer something of value to begin with. So I tell people that when they're building a list, take something that you don't go out and reinvent something. Take an aspect of the book that you really think people will find valuable.
Right.
So in this particular book, this is a book that we niche marketed to. It's the official veterinary marketing guide.
That's right.
It's tailored specifically to the veterinary industry.
Right.
So I could take a chapter, and let's go to one chapter called mobile marketing.
Right.
Okay? I could literally take this chapter right here, and I could turn this into a free report
Right.
on mobile marketing.
Right.
Texting and mobile app strategies for veterinarians,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Create that in and of itself. Well,
Mhm.
most people when they get the book aren't going to realize that there's been the free
spin-off.
report that they got
Right.
was a spin-off
Right.
of it, because we're going to repackage that
Right.
in a totally different way.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
so don't reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Take what you've already been working on.
That's exactly
pull
right.
that out. You can create it in either an audio report format.
Mhm.
You can just go through that book and create the audio from that, or you can have a graphic designer literally take that report or that chapter and add some graphics and flair to it.
Tell them
turn
about
it into
the,
a 10-page PDF.
The website that you like, graphic designers.
Graphic designers. I love a site called 99 Designs.
Got it.
99 Designs is my favorite for having book covers. It's the one we use for this particular book,
I
which
love
is
that.
Selling on the Green.
Yep.
What I love about them is they will, for a fee, they're not the least expensive.
Right.
For about $300
Right.
is what you're going to pay to have a good cover design. But here's what I like about 99 Designs is you get about 30 designers involved.
Yeah,
so
you told me
they're
that,
all
yeah.
submitting their different
Right.
covers, and I tell you, these designers are amazingly talented.
Mhm.
And I've had trouble in the past literally choosing and narrowing down because some of them are so good.
I think all of them.
Usually about 10 out of 30 are so good that you almost have to have. I mean, you can go through a checklist and say, at least 20 or so is like, no, I mean, it's good, but I'm going to eliminate. But you get down, you whittle your list down to about 10,
Mhm.
15.
Mhm.
And here's what's cool. Then you can share this on social media and say,
I love that
I
idea.
want you all, my fans,
Right.
or people that I know, to
Right.
really pick and share with me what your favorite
Right.
graphic title is.
Right. Now that's marketing idea number 2, by the
Yes.
way, because that's
Bingo.
a good one. Flesh that out a
Yes,
little bit.
and you really do need to get outside of your own opinions.
Right.
Because as I shared last night, this cover was not my favorite.
Right.
I think it's great, but it wasn't my favorite
Right.
initially.
Right. Right.
I had one different, but I listened to other people.
So you took the covers, just so they get this. You
Yeah.
had 3 covers or 4 covers, probably 3, and then what you did was you pushed it out to back to your list, which was
Yeah.
point number 1.
Right.
Okay, you pushed that out to your list.
Bingo.
And you did that through social, probably Facebook
Yes.
or whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And then you said, "I'm thinking, which one do you like? This, or this?" And and these people love polls,
Yeah.
right? They
Oh,
love
yeah.
that.
They love to. They
just-
like to share their opinion.
Boy, you got that right. and then it comes back,
Yeah.
right? And then you're telling me that you took this cover.
I took this cover, and it was not the one that the one that I picked probably came in 3rd place.
But the point is 2 points, is that you got a cover that was essentially crowdsourced.
Yes.
And then you also got an opportunity to, and this is our point, market this bad boy, the book,
Yes.
leading up to, I'm thinking, well, obviously, because you didn't have the cover,
Right.
leading up to its launch.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because now, and that's the other thing, we're writing a book now, as you know,
Yeah.
as well. And one of the things that we were talking about, I was getting some free consulting last night, by the way. But one of the things that we were talking
Yeah.
about was the idea that you want to lead up to this launch.
Yeah.
Right? So people think that you just, but it shouldn't be, my book is coming out, my book is coming
Yeah.
out, hey, my book is coming out.
Right.
And you're giving us different options for
Right.
that.
Absolutely. You're kind of whetting their appetite, so
Appetite.
to speak.
Okay, give us
Whetting-
one more, maybe like the radio or something else
Yeah,
that you
I'm a
you
big
like.
fan of PR, using online PR.
Okay,
There's a couple of sites. There's one called onlineprnews.com.
fine.
That is a great site. What I love about them, they have different packages, and what they do is send out, you have to have a press release.
Okay.
So if you're not good at writing press releases, again, another thing that you need to outsource is someone to write a really good press release
Okay.
for your upcoming book.
Okay,
What you want to do is you want to send that out the week of your book launch.
Okay.
The week of.
Okay.
Because that's going to go out fast.
Okay.
And then you want to get some media interviews based on that. So people that can interview you. And we're talking bloggers.
Right.
We're talking podcasters.
Right.
We're talking even traditional media,
right.
which is newspapers.
Right. Right.
Even television, local television.
Right.
One of their more expensive packages, which I recommend, I think it's like $347.
Okay.
And when you go to their website, you can see they'll have package A, package B, package C.
Right.
And go with C because they blast it out everywhere,
right,
including.
And that's the week of. You want to do this the week of. Okay,
yes.
I'm with you. We're with you. Okay.
So if my book launch, today's Friday, if my book launched for today,
right,
I would have wanted that press release to go out. I would have wanted it to go out either last Friday,
that's what I was thinking.
a week from today,
or maybe
at the latest on Monday.
Yeah.
The latest would have been Monday.
Yeah.
But I really want to get that out so I can start building, because that's once that press release goes out, within a couple of days is when you're going to start getting some responses and setup times for scheduling.
And let me interject for a second, because a lot of times, the first time I heard that was last night.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people listening, they think that Jonathan, you just told me that I need to have this niche of underwater basket weaving, and you're really saying that's a good idea. And okay, so I'll do that.
Yeah.
But now you're telling me I need to do PR stuff, and I don't really see Time signing us up. I don't really see the New York Post signing, Washington Post, New York Times signing us up. And here's your point, I believe. We're not asking you to do that. What we're asking you to do, what you're asking them, I'm not asking anything, what you're asking them to do is you're saying, listen, there's a lot of bloggers out there.
Bingo.
There's
non-traditional media.
To put it mildly, is out there.
Niche podcasters, niche bloggers. I mean, so if you're if you're a real estate guru or a real estate investor and you want to publish a book, and you want to publish a book, maybe get it even more niche than just real estate investing, kind of hone in on, investing in
condos.
Investing in condos. Or something. That's
a
good example.
Or if you want to do something geographically based, Atlanta versus Wilmington.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So you send out a press release, and so it gets picked up and sent out and gets blasted, and you're getting picked up from bloggers who write specifically.
That's exactly right.
Investing.
I love that idea.
Trade journals will pick you up.
I love that idea.
And
I love this idea.
So you're looking, and here's another one. You want to try to get in, especially, people discount talk radio today with the new media and everything. But you know what? People still listen to talk radio. So talk radio.
My mom listens to NPR religiously.
NPR's great, but I'm talking small market shows.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, she still listens to it religiously.
No, it's great.
Okay,
that's a national.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big. If you can get on NPR, that's great. But I tell you, what I find even more effective to that is niche market shows.
Yeah,
like specifically on real estate. If you're writing a book on real estate, So you'll have these little small market shows that come on for about an hour. And they cover real estate, building, improving your property, investing, and so forth. You'll have financial gurus that have their own 1 to 2 hour show on the weekends and so forth. Man, hit these, because they have a great listening audience in place that you can get out. And a lot of times, that's a great way to start.
Who want to talk about your niche?
Yes, exactly.
I love this.
Yeah, they want to talk about. They are begging to have content.
That's exactly
on their show
right.
Because they have to fill 2 hours a lot of times.
Once a week.
Yeah, once a week, and so they have to find people to interview on a regular basis.
That's awesome.
Another site I recommend is a site called helperreporter.com.
I was thinking that. Yeah.
I love this. I've used this service for 3 years now. I predominantly use it as a podcaster to find guests for my interviews, for my podcast interviews.
That's fine.
On the flip side, though, if I'm marketing a book, I can sign up for a free account on Help a Reporter just to get me. They will send out alerts, and so what they'll do is they'll send out alerts and let me know, and I can sign up for a particular niche. So if I'm marketing a book on to sales executives on using the game of golf to improve your business, so I want them to send me out alerts on any time somebody posts a query. That's in the media, that's posting a query on improving your sales skills, or improving maybe large ticket sales, or and anything related to that. that's an opportunity. I can follow up on that query, send out and say, listen, I've got a book out called Selling on the Green,
Right.
The Art of Building Relationships.
Right.
It's completely different.
Right.
Or somebody sends out a query on golf.
Right.
You know, the value of golf in business or something like that. I want to get in on that.
Right. So there's two, just so you guys get this, there's two, it's Help a Reporter, and it's Haro, H-A-R-O.
People call it Haro.
Yeah, or Haro. You called it Haro last night, but
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
think
Haro.
it is. All right, Haro.
Anyway, so you've got two contingencies, okay,
Yeah.
on there. You've got people like Jonathan who are on both sides.
Yeah.
You have the people like Jonathan who want to interview, and then you have the people like Jonathan who want
Yeah.
to be interviewed.
Yes,
So you
exactly.
guys are probably going to want to be interviewed.
Right.
And what Jonathan is saying is that you log on to this account, you get yourself in there,
Yeah.
and you put little check marks on where the queries are
Right.
going to be coming from, just like
Right.
Google Alerts, I'm assuming.
Bingo.
And you're getting, so if you have a book on golf and you want to get that query, you then get an email saying,
Right.
hey, there's somebody looking for a
Yeah.
person in golf, and then Jonathan saying that he then re-engages
Bingo.
that person, and that's part of your book marketing.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I love that.
So, and they do have, I mean, that's a free service that they offer
Right.
to get alerted.
Right.
So you can contact them. I think they have some, like a paid account where
That's
you
fine.
literally, they put you at the top of the list as the person to interview, you know.
That is
And-
such a good idea.
Yeah. So if
I mean,
you-
how much could that possibly be
Yeah,
anyway?
because-
You know what I
because-
mean? Yeah.
You know, when you get alerts, you're contacting the person that put out the query and saying, you can interview me, whereas I guess you're a recommended guest for the paid, you know, if you pay for the
Doesn't matter. I love that.
Yeah.
I love
So,
this. This
either
is
way.
awesome.
Other great ways to market, you know, using, you know, online PR. You know, I mentioned last night, titles of your books when you're marketing on Amazon, titles of your books are crucial. So I mentioned last night, having the title, you know, when I was publishing the official veterinary marketing guide, I really thought through what the title was because I wanted to be keyword specific. So if don't make the title of your book some very obscure, make it very clear. Your subtitles where you can get really creative and
That's a
do
great
something,
idea.
something great. But I wanted veterinary marketing. I knew that I wanted to have veterinary marketing in the title of my book. I even called it the official, which is another key. It sounds kind of, some people may think, well, it's hokey because I, you know, how is my book the official? Well, how is
just
anybody?
made it.
Yeah, I
Right.
made it. I'm calling it the official. You know, so if and I've used that twice. It's very effective. But the official veterinary marketing guide, veterinary marketing is in the title. It's a keyword. It's a very searchable keyword on if people go to Google and do that search. If they go to veterinary marketing book, my book comes up. I think it's number 2 in the organic search on Amazon. There's some paid ads. People are paying for those. I don't have to pay for that spot. I don't have
Right.
to pay for that placement on page 1 of Google. The other benefit is on Amazon. If you go to veterinary marketing, my book's at the very top, and that I knew that's what people would be looking for. So mine has been at the top of the list.
Right.
And there are books on there that have more reviews than me, but mine's the better seller.
That's exactly, and that's right. That's the whole point. We'll wrap up here, but the whole point of monetizing, and back up. The whole point of writing a book is monetizing your expertise.
Yeah.
The whole point of anything is anything in business
Right.
is being able to have some type of bottom line value.
Bingo.
Right. That's the country we
Bingo.
live in, and that's
Bingo.
the rules that we play by. And the reason I love the points that you made, I mean, you guys got a lot of good stuff. I hope you were taking notes. You know, the niche market,
Yeah.
right? You talked about the power of the list.
Yes.
Okay. You talked about this mini book deal, which I just love. That in my mind, that's a killer app.
And they have
Oh
envelopes.
yes.
They
My
will-
wife would like these.
Yeah.
She likes these like small things.
Yes, these are great for
Yeah.
sending out to clients. Very inexpensive to mail out to.
So you've got the mini book. You've got the idea of, you talked about the title, which was a little bonus
Yeah.
point in there. The Help a Reporter
Yep.
piece that you had
Yes.
in there. All of this, I guess my takeaway from this is that writing a book is not easy, but it doesn't have to be hard. Okay, but more importantly, once it's done, it's done. And maybe even more importantly is that it is a marketing tool.
Yes,
It can be a credibility enhancer,
there you go.
and that's fine. and that's fine. But
the
it's
fact
also
that
a
you're
vehicle.
published is automatically sets you apart, and most people don't think about this. But
Right.
You've automatically set yourself apart from 95% of people in your
In your
industry.
that's exactly right. And then you actually put a little turbocharge in that bad boy, which is everything you talked about.
Can I give my turbocharge?
Yeah, of course.
my turbocharge tip before we wrap up.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I mentioned last night.
Uh-huh.
Another great marketing strategy.
Okay.
And this works really well because if you want to enhance your positioning factor, if you're targeting a client, and I recommend this if you're looking at a big ticket type marketing,
Right.
and you're going after a target market that you really want to get,
Right.
really want to impress.
Right.
One of the things that you can do is what I love about Amazon and having your book on Amazon is that you can order your book on Amazon and have it sent to someone.
Right.
Now, one of the things that I love,
Right.
and I actually showed an example last night,
I remember.
is that you can have your book gift wrapped with a little personal message on that. Amazon allows you, whenever you go to the checkout on Amazon, they will say, when your options come up, they will say, would you like this gift wrapped and sent? And I always check, it's
Right.
$3.49.
Right.
Now, I have Amazon Prime, so I don't get charged anything for shipping.
Okay.
So I'm basically paying for the price of my book. Now, granted, I'm not paying my author price. I'm paying retail just like everybody else.
Right.
But I don't care. If
Okay.
I'm targeting, I don't use this for everyone. I use this for people that I really want to stand out.
I understand.
And so I can put a little personal message on the gift wrap part of the book. This is also a great way at the end of the year for Christmas gifts and so forth.
That's another good
If
idea.
you want to do something and really kind of stand out, or you don't have time to gift wrap, Amazon does it for you. But you can put a little personal message on there. Hi, Bill. Thought you might like a copy of this book. I use this for the Selling on the Green. I think there's an interesting story you'll find on page such and such.
XYZ, right.
Bing. You've completely separated yourself because they're going to get this package from Amazon, a gift wrap book with a little personal message inside, and it really does help to set yourself apart. I showed an example last night. Very well wrapped. I mean, very nice.
So it was better
wrapping.
than I wrap.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I mean, so, and that ships out. You send it via if you have Amazon Prime. You ship it out. There's no shipping charge. It goes out in a day or so, and
And then you follow up with a phone call maybe a week later or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Follow it up. But way to get attention. Positioning is key, and that's how you use. That's another great example of how you can use your book as a marketing tool. Don't just send them, don't just send them a brochure with a
Right.
business card.
Right.
Do something really extraordinary.
Right. Right.
Send them a gift wrap book.
Right. I
and
love
say, turn to page such and such,
Right.
and read this example.
Right.
I think you'll find it applies to your business, how you can benefit.
I love this, Jonathan. Thank you so much. This
Yeah.
was awesome. I got tons of stuff. Every time we sit down and talk, I feel like, and I've written several books.
Yeah.
Every time we
Oh,
sit
yeah.
down and talk,
Yeah.
I feel like I get something more. So I really appreciate this. Tell these guys where they can find you. You've got your podcast.
I got
Tell
my
them a little
podcast.
about where your website is. Give them the whole 9 yards because
Okay.
they need to get in touch with you.
They can find out my business is Buzz Mountain Marketing and Media.
Okay.
And so my website is buzzmountain.com.
Okay.
We do
Mountain spelled out.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mountain spelled out. And I always have people say, I a lot of times wear a logo on my shirt a lot of times throughout the week. And like, Buzz Mountain, just an interesting name, but one that I came up with. But yeah, we do online PR for customers.
Okay.
We, our clients, we will do, if they need press releases, if they need help publishing book, we have publishing packages
Okay.
especially for these mini books.
Okay.
We're doing some for clients right now that are just, I think they're a phenomenal way. But we, predominantly what we do is a lot of online marketing stuff.
Gotcha.
So we'll do web design, online PR, SEO,
Right.
so forth, all of that stuff related. My podcast is BIB Podcast, Beginner Internet Business Podcast.
Okay.
I usually try to get interviews every week.
Gotcha.
I think I'm up to 340, 44.
Not that we're counting.
episode.
I mean, but that's just a
But
ballpark.
yeah.
Okay.
So I've been doing this for 5 years, and
Okay,
I really
good.
the podcast is just something. It's an income stream for me, but
Right.
it's also more than anything. It's a great, as I mentioned last night, it's always a great relationship builder because
That's
you
exactly
can really
right.
connect with people out there, and I've connected with some really cool people over the years through my podcast
Right.
that have been a part of my business and so forth, and it's really turned out to be one of the best decisions I've ever made. Because
Right.
as I mentioned last night, Another key in your book promotion is building your list. But if you don't have a list, you can build through other people's lists.
That's exactly
and so
right.
Your podcast is a way of building connections with other people and say, you know what, I'm promoting this book. I had you on my podcast about 2 months ago. I actually got this book coming out, and I've done this with guests on my show because I know that they have lists. I said, hey, why don't I've got a book coming out. Would you like to be, would you like to have me on? Yeah, I'd love to.
Right.
So it's like that reciprocity.
That's exactly right. Good use of that word, by the way. Not a lot of people use that. That was good. You nailed that. That's exactly right, though.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I'll do something. There's a reciprocity factor in there. And, the takeaway that I have, just like the one, if you're thinking, what's the one thing? The one takeaway I have is that the book is a means, not an end.
Bingo.
I think if you can come to that conclusion at the end of our time here, and you talk to Jonathan, if you can get to that place of it's a means and not an end, I think you're moving your practice, whatever that may be. I think you're moving your practice like leaps and bounds ahead of where other people are.
Yeah.
And really going forward.
Unless you're a Tom Clancy, you're not going to make millions writing a book.
That's exactly what I said, and that's a whole nother story. I was actually down at Walden Books one time, and I tried that, and I think I sold 3 copies. I'm there for like 4 hours.
It's exactly like I said. If one of the things I said last night, if you don't have a platform, don't be a generalist by any means. Be specific and hone in on a niche. But don't try to make money off your book. If you don't have a platform.
No.
Use your book as a means to an end, and your end is more consulting,
if that's what you want.
More
speaking, if that's what you want.
If you're in direct sales,
more clients.
Yeah, more clients or more people to
distributors.
join your business.
That's exactly right. Get clear. Jonathan Taylor, Brian Hilliard, thank you so much.
All right. Thanks again.
All right, that was good work, Jonathan.
You bet.
That was good.